Is mindset important? Is motivation important? Then let's write down the third word, the word skills. The word skills. Somebody said to me last week, do you pick on every single real estate company there is? I said, of course. I just pick on some of you more because you deserve it, okay? Skills. Are we in a skill business? Yes. Do we have great skills? So we went from several thousand to no noise, okay? And the last word is the word action, the word action. So to get those words really well planted in our minds, in my opinion, there are certain things that we have to look at. So there's two more words I'm going to ask you to write down to get those four words planted deeply in your subconscious mind. I want you to write down next to mindset, motivation, skills, and action, write down the word fun. Fun, F-U-N, fun. Now, one of us is going to have a great 4 days. Now, I don't know beside me which one you are, but how many people here like having fun? Raise your hands real high. Good. So I want the back half to notify their faces, okay? Because the truth is, guys and gals, the stress and the tension that goes with succeeding in any business at any level is so much higher than what you believe it is. And the best way to relieve stress and tension outside of sex, which is good, okay? For some of you that's a foreign, obviously, motion, okay? Is to laugh and have fun. So I'm going to recommend as we progress through the 4 days, the more you laugh, the more you enjoy. You're in Las Vegas, Nevada, for God's sakes, okay? I mean, if you can't walk out the door of this room and have fun in this town, there is something very wrong with you, okay? Psychology Today magazine, probably 15 years ago, published a wonderful report. And they said that now, when a psychiatrist, psychologist, doctor is looking to check the mental stability of an individual, the first thing they look for is their sense of humor. And they actually look to see if a person has a sense of humor. So they also said that 1 of every 4 people has severe mental problems. Now, 1 of every 4. So watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've been checked and I'm okay. And Ted, they're both looking at you, okay? So you have to understand that the best way to relieve the stress and tension of these 4 days is to laugh a little bit. I mean, you can laugh with me, you can laugh at me, you can laugh at each other. But see, the only thing we can ever do to open up the mind and really make the mind receptive is to relax the mind. And how do you relax the mind? Through laughter. So I'm going to strongly suggest, so a lot of times during the 4 days, for the back half of the room, we're going to have you stand up and practice laughing. Okay, so prepare yourself. But next to the word fun, write down the word money. And of course, one person said to me last week, I hope you don't spend the whole 4 days talking about money. Well, you're in the wrong room, okay? Because I wrote down a quote that I want all of you to write down. I don't do poor well. I don't do poor well. And then put your name next to it. Because the truth is, there isn't a viable reason that anybody here can come up with as to why all of us in this room cannot be financially successful. There is no valid reason. However, there's 100 good excuses. And we as individuals are good at producing excuses. Mike, you don't understand where I came from. You don't know what I've been through. You don't understand, I came from a poor neighborhood. My family wasn't very well to do. You know, my religious training was very severe and strict. My education wasn't very good. I mean, guys and gals, we have 2 choices in life when it comes to money. Think about what we can do to earn it, or think about why we can't. And that's it. How many think having a lot of money is better than not having any at all? Raise your hands real high. See, that's the first time the back half of the room got their hands up fast, okay? Because, you know, you've heard me say this for the last 38 years. The money you earn is a result of the service you extend to others, period. The higher the quality of service, the more money you get back. The lower the quality of service, the less you get paid. So as you and I improve through, listen carefully, mindset, motivation, skills, and action, as we improve the quality of what we do, our earnings go up. Now, let's be honest. Did you come here today with the thought that you could learn to do your job better so you could earn more money, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
So here's the hardest part of the next 4 days, is when all the self-doubt steps in. When the people around you say, you're not going to do that, are you? When some of you say, well, I hope the hologram really has the answers for me. See, when those kind of thoughts come into your head, I want you to slap yourself up the side of the head. Because the truth is, there isn't a valid reason why every person here can't make $100, $300, $500, $700, $1 million a year. How many of you would improve your lifestyle a little bit if you made $1 million a year? That's the back half cheering, by the way, which I like to hear. Congratulations. Now, here's what I want you to think about. It can happen. It can happen. I'll never forget this. 1980, I'm driving from Vancouver, British Columbia, up to Whistler Mountain to speak at a convention for a big real estate company. Guy meets me at the airport, nice guy. And it's interesting because we had not met each other before, but virtually, Phil, within minutes, we connected mentally. And it's interesting, his name is Ozzie Jurok. Our Canadian friends probably know who he is. So Ozzie and I sit in the car, and after about 5 minutes, he goes, all right, tell me the truth. Can you make any money in the business you're in? I said, uh-huh. He said, can you make a lot of money? I said, what's a lot of money? He said, okay, I'm going to stretch it here. Can you earn $1 million a year doing speaking engagements? I said, I can. He almost drove off the road. And if you're driving to Whistler Mountain, you don't want to drive off the road, because the first 1,000 feet of your fall are the easy part. It's the last 1 foot of contact that hurts. And it was interesting because we had a wonderful conversation for 2 hours about what does it take for a real estate person to make money. Because Ozzie was a great believer that money solves a lot of problems for people. Now, listen to what I just said. Money gives you control. Money creates opportunities. Money gives you freedom. Money gives you choices that you may have never had. Then it gives you things, lets you go places, gets you to meet people that you would never meet. So the hardest part of what we're going to do for 4 days is to try to suck out of your brain all your misconceptions about having a lot of money. Because believe me, when I write down, I don't do poor well, we have to burn that into our head. If you had a choice of your friends criticizing you because you were rich, or your friends adoring you because you're poor, which would you prefer? Come on, say it out loud. Absolutely. Because you know and I know, as your income keeps going up, the criticisms for who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, and what you do is going to increase. So the hardest part about going back on Friday and committing to earning $300,000, $500,000, $700,000, $1 million a year is the criticism that you're going to get from your friends, your family, your associates, etc. Here's what's going to happen to some of you. Monday, you'll go in the office, you're going to be all excited, you're going to go to work, and people are going to say, so where were you last week? I went to the Superstar Retreat in Las Vegas. Oh, you're one of those fairy people, aren't you? Are you going to do what he said? Oh yeah, I'm all excited, I'm going to do it. Well, I tried that once, it didn't work. And of course, everybody tries the Mike Ferry sales system, and a handful of you actually use it. So watch this. All the people in this room that have been going to our Superstar Retreats, been involved in our coaching, going to my events for more than 10 years, please stand up. All the people going more than 10 years, please stand up. Okay? Now watch. Look around the room, guys and gals. There's 500 people in this room that have caught on to what's going on here. Now, everybody in the rest of the room go get them. Come on, do it again. Because that's what they do. These people that are standing have committed themselves to learning how to sell at the highest level. So let's give them a nice round of applause. Thank you for being here. Okay? So I want to make some comments regarding mindset motivation as we start to build this first day. So I wrote down the following. We have to look at how our mindset affects how much money we how much money we earn. We have to look carefully at how our mindset affects how much money we earn. We have to look at how our mindset affects how many deals we do. We have to look at that very carefully. We have to look at how our mindset creates all the consequences that we get every day. We have to look at how does the mindset create the consequences? Well, Mike, I don't always like the results I get. Well, let's talk about what's going on in your head that is getting you the results that you get. Because guys and gals, believe me when I tell you, 100% of your results start right here. So I'm going to ask all of you to do me a favor. Put your finger on your forehead. And then I want you to say out loud, do something about it. Come on, out loud, do something about it. Say it again. So my obvious question then is when? I'm sorry? You have to do something about it now. It starts today at 10:29. Do something about it because it controls your income, your production, and the consequences of your life. Next to the word motivation, I want you to write down the following. Okay? Write down Christmas 2013. Christmas 2013. Boy, is it going to be a great Christmas. I want everybody here to start planning their Christmas 2013, which is in virtually 5.5 months. What are you going to buy your spouse for Christmas? What are you going to buy your kids for Christmas? Where are you going to go for Christmas? You're going to take your family on a holiday? Do something special? See, what are your plans for Christmas? Well, Mike, it's July. I knew that. Well, why would you want me to start planning Christmas? Because we want to build the motivation within you to do the things you have to do to have a great Christmas. Watch, motivation. Watch, motive to action. Here's the action. The greatest Christmas of your life for you and your family. Who would like to see that happen? Come on, raise your hands real high. Who wants to have the greatest Christmas in history? Why not? Okay? But see, motive is a great Christmas. Action is what I'm going to do from Friday through December 20th to make it happen. But if I don't have a motive, I won't take any action. Well, Mike, I don't like to set long-term goals. It's 6 months. Do you know how fast 6 months is going to go by in all of our lives? I mean, virtually, tomorrow you're going to wake up and it's Christmas Eve. And you're going to say, I guess I should have done what Mike said to do back in July. Next to the word skills, I want you to think about this thought. They're the foundation of any sales business. Skills are the foundation of any sales business. Because they are the foundation of any sales business. If you don't have skills, you don't have a foundation. It's like building a beautiful home on the beach with the base being made out of sand. The wind and the water will wash it all away. You have to have a strong foundation. So, of course, then I wrote down this question, how strong are my skills? And, of course, everybody says to me every day, my skills are real strong. Great. How many listings do you take a month? Well, I don't take a lot of listings. Then your skills aren't very strong. How many deals did you do this year? I've done 3 deals this year. I've doubled last year's business. 3? Watch. Your home was repoed. That was 1 deal. Okay? Your parents' home was repoed. That's 2 deals. I mean, there's no skills involved. And then, of course, next to the word action, I wrote down the following, and I want you to listen carefully. Watch. Why do we not take positive action every day? And the answer is, our mindset's a mess. Or we don't have the skills. Or we don't have any goals that drive us. Or we don't know what to say. See, why don't we take positive action? Your likelihood of taking 5 or 8 or 10 listings is going to be at its highest point on Friday at 1 o'clock. That is your likelihood of having your biggest month of your life. Starts Friday at 1 o'clock. Because, see, your mindset will be in a good shape. You'll have some skills to work from. You're going to have a great Christmas. And most importantly, you'll know what to say. Guys and gals, if we can just take action. Now, as I said on the tour, every day in May and June, watch. A lot of action, no skills, you win. A lot of action, great skills, you win a lot. But then a lot of action, great skills, strong motivation, you win way up here. The question is, are you willing to take action? Well, Mike, you have to understand why I went into real estate. Okay, tell me why you went into real estate. I wanted freedom. You're kidding. No, I wanted freedom. See, in my old job, I had to be there at 8 o'clock, and the boss was a tyrant, and he drove us hard every day, and at 5 o'clock we went home exhausted. I wanted freedom, to which I always say the same thing. Freedom from income is what most of you have gained. Am I right or wrong? Say yes. Freedom from the lifestyle you want. Say yes. Freedom of having some of the things you want in your life. Say yes. Guys and gals, there is no freedom in the real estate business if you know what you're doing. It's the hardest, toughest, most stressful, agonizing way to make a fortune that you'll ever discover. Who would like someday to be looked at and people say the following? You know, watch out for him. He's rich. Who'd like to have that said about them at some point? Yeah, you know what he did to get all that money. Yeah, he's one of those real estate guys. She's a real estate lady. They got rich. And I want you to learn how to smile and accept it. Watch, your headstone should say, listed and sold a lot of property, died rich. Okay? I mean, isn't that better than herein lies another dead realtor? And this headstone was devised 20 years before you passed away. Okay? So I want you to think about the fact that you have to learn to take extraordinary action every single day. I have two quotes that I want you to listen to. Okay? The first quote is from Walt Disney. The only way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing something. Isn't that a great quote? The only way to get started is to quit talking and do something, for goodness sakes. I just thought that was an interesting quote. The other quote is from former President Bill Clinton. Now that's for me to quote Bill Clinton, you know that I'm stretching my versatility, okay? A lot. But he said, you can't gain ground standing still. When you think about that, it's really a great thought. You can't gain ground standing still.